Simplify, DJ Melton. Appreciate you. Keisha Coastin Andrews, hiya. Edurl Vaughn, good afternoon. Nell Willis, Willie Christmas Smith. What's going on, my brother Chrissy Anderson, Deborah Bodison, Yvonne Marsh, Nafisa Kareem, LaShawn, Rose Peeper, Sam Young, Ella Fladger, Eva Aquino, good afternoon. Mo said so. In the building, Kim Loyal, how you doing? Sincere Scott, Diane Murray, Anthony McFall, how are you? Doris Daniels, Michelle Coleman, Cassie Fuller, Mary Harris, how you doing? Donna Lee, Marsha Jeffrey McAllister, Nina Page, Anita Jones, Soul Santana, good afternoon. Lavette Drake, hello. Shout out to Hinsdale. Melinda Velez, how are you? Class of 2020, shout out to Denise Cosme from North Star Academy High School and Abigail Cosme from Luis Munoz Marin. Shout out to Maurice Cosme from Horizonte Training Center and Jocelyn Cosme from Science Park High School. Shout out to all of y'all. Congratulations, 2020 class. Dorothy Cromer, praise the Lord. Renee Holman, good afternoon. Rochelle Bailey, good afternoon. Tanya Tucker, good afternoon. Latoya Jordan, Minity, Shayna Chocolate, how are you? Charmaine Mark, Lori Jackson Betts, Karen Haynes, Jocelyn Britt, Sounds of Blackness, you already know. Brenda Yvette Brown, how are you? Lena Draw, Linda Barge, good afternoon. Sharon Martins, Tania Goldsmith, Adrian Michelle Bula, Zenaida Gonzalez, Karen Brooks, how are you? Elizabeth Rainey, Malika Gray, how are you? Oh man, and too many people going down to Miami too. Renee Cora, Tiffany Caldwell, Brenda Hamilton, how are you? Veronica Bowie, Renetta Farley, Ruby Harrington. Peace. Sharon Sanders, Talib Amir, Tonya Smith, Karima Norman, Kathy Paschel. That's right, focus on your goals, not your obstacles. Because obstacles are always going to be there. Michelle Tucker, how are you? Jacqueline Sousa Valentine, how are you? Sonia Dabney, Barbara Gibson, Madeline Guadabe Del Rios, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you. Raheem, DJ Dallas Grant, Cooling Centers. We not at that place yet, but when we get there, we'll announce them. They're going to be the same place they always are. Now I'll announce them on here if we have to open the Cooling Center. Siobhan Watson, peace and blessings. Ada Anduhar, good afternoon. I hope I said that right. Denise Jones, how are you? Yuritsa Rivera, how are you? I'll look for it. I haven't seen it. Karen Davis, Butterfly Tanya Newark, Nad Gillespie, Amy Grace Veal, BB Moore, Jacqueline Sousa Valentine, Terry Hurd, Jersey Rider, Cynthia Vasquez Cordova, how are you? Samantha Gopal, how are you? Hola, ¿cómo está? Buenas tardes. CJ Hebron, Kimberly Jones, Adrian Michelle, sorry, Gladys Santana, how are you? Oh wow, let me know what's going on. I hope you are right down there. Don't let me go down there and talk to them people and shake them up, Gladys. Cole Turner, Salima Imani Faye. This is Sounds of Blackness, y'all. It is called Optimistic. Sounds of Blackness. And I was down at Grafton Avenue today, and some of the officers told me to play this one, Optimistic. And I like the song. Haha, Paige Sweeney, thank you. Deborah Turner down in Alabama. Thank you. Timothy May. Tamisha Sade. I am going to read that. And most certainly will. I'm going to read that poem. Brenda Lucas, I got to find it. So I might have to read another one today. B.J. Walton, Jackie Herring Green. That, my friends, was Sounds of Blackness. And they do a great job. Optimistic. Go get that. Listen to that. Linda Nguyen, how are you? How's everything? Listen to that. Deborah Ash Bess, how are you? Maria Castro Mendez, I hope somebody's on to see Maria's complain about those fireworks. We went out last night. We're going to go out again tonight. We're going to go out again tonight. We're going to go out again this evening. We're going to go out. When we're in a pandemic, brother, I see somebody say something about sanitation. We're in a pandemic. Everybody is affected. Come on, y'all. Stop it. Stop it. Thank you. Thank you. Keisha King, love it. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Coco Mac, thank you. Let me get to these numbers, and I'll come back to y'all in a second. Newark has 7,774 positive cases, right? Which is an increase in 72, y'all. We haven't had an increase in 72 cases in weeks. We have been really, really low. 20s, 30s would have been the highest. We had 7 cases, 6 cases, 10 cases, 72. That means that we are watching cautiously. Cautiously this week. We're watching cautiously this week. When you go to these places, when you go out, you have to wear your mask. Socially distance. We're opening up slowly, but let me tell you, if you get too excited and do what you want and go crazy, we're going to go backwards instead of forwards. That's why you have to be cautious and careful. We have 72 new cases today from yesterday. 72. That's the highest number we've had in weeks in one day. Come on, y'all. 622 deaths. That means we have 3 from yesterday. 3 deaths from yesterday. And it's important because, listen, I'm going to just focus on Newark today. The day before that, we had 0 new cases and 0 new deaths. I didn't report that. 0 new cases and 0 new deaths. It was our optimism. I felt so good about that. 0 new cases and 0 new deaths. Was very cautiously optimistic. Waited for today to see what those numbers look like. Now we have an increase in 72. We went from 0 to 72 in 48 hours, y'all. We have to be careful and we have to be cautious. Now, I'm gonna do the positive cases and for the zip code, and you tell me where it's happening at. 07102 has 274. 07103 has 903. 07104 has 1623. 07105 has 1256. 07106 has 817. 07107 has 1312. 07108 has 615. 07112 have 605. 07114 316. Look at those numbers and you tell me what zip code is adding to that and let us know where we need to go. We're testing based on where we see these numbers. We're coming to those areas in text. Death by zip code 07102 30, 07103 109, 07104 135, 07105 48, 07106 70, 07107 78, 07108 68. Yesterday it was 69, 07112 52, and 07114 24. 07114 24. Listen. Importance of wearing your mask, getting tested, and contact tracing. These 3 things. You have to wear a mask because we all know that wearing a mask and face covering protects you from others and protects others from you. So as long as everybody has on a face mask or covering, the chance of spreading the virus is extremely low. It is important for people to wear masks when they're around you. Not on their chin, not on their forehead, not halfway on. Wear it all the way. People like to talk to you and pull the mask down. Don't let them do that. Do not let them do that. Talk to people with your mask on. And as the state opens up, we wide open now. And as the city opens up, when you go into these restaurants, these beauty parlors, these barbershops that have started opening up on Monday, they need to do what they're supposed to do. They should be socially distanced. They should be wearing masks. They should be making sure that there's space between individuals by infrastructure that they've built inside of the store. If they're not doing that, if they don't have a sign in the window, don't go in. Listen, some people may think it's cute, but look, The minute we do this and the numbers go back up, then we're going to start shutting everything back down again. We're going to start shutting it. And trust me, I'm going to do it fairly quickly. Fairly quickly. If we have a repeat of these numbers like this all week, we're going to shut these places down. I want you to be aware. All of the people that are having a ball on Ferry Street, that are hanging out in the Ironbound, that are having a great time outside eating at these places, drinking, no mask, making merry. Listen, the minute, and some of them not even from Newark, the minute those cases begin to rise, we're shutting your place down. So it's incumbent upon you to make sure you're following orders and making sure the people in your places are in fact safe. Just want to shout out Brasilia Grill. I went around to Brasilia Grill, drove past there. They turned the entire parking lot into an outside dining facility. Incredible, nice, socially distanced, excellent. Shout out to you. Thank you for keeping the residents' health in mind while you make your money and open up your business at the same time. Appreciate, shout out to Brasilia Grill. I'm going to do that to places that show excellence and making sure they keep our residents safe or keep it in mind as they do the right thing in our community. Definitely, if you know places like that, instead of just reporting the places that are not following the rules, report a place that's doing something great so we can give them a shout out, because we spend a lot of time on negativity, and we actually giving those people advertisement, right? I would rather you just on this thing, I would rather talk about the people that are doing good so we can advertise those places and shout them out. Blueprint Cafe on Raymond Boulevard. Blueprint Cafe got a green sticker, very low, doing excellent things there to keep residents and folks safe. Please, 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 you guys need to pay attention to that as well. They are doing a great job down there. Go patronize them. Go patronize them. Also, get tested. It's important for you to get tested. You have to get tested. If you leave town, right? So there are a lot of states where the cases are going up. If you leave town, if you go to Florida, if you go to Alabama, right? If you go to North Carolina, if you go to Mississippi, if you go to Georgia, when you return to Newark, get tested. If you go to Los Angeles, if you find yourself in New York City, when you come back to Newark, get tested. If your friend is having a Christmas party in July, if they're having a birthday party in June, if you're having a graduation event and you guys are partying and making merry, when the party is over, get tested. I'm very, very serious about this. Get tested. Get yourself tested after all of these gatherings. And then answer your phone. When the people call you, answer your phone. We have contact tracers that are calling people. Answer your phone. If you see a number and it looks unfamiliar, answer your phone. Why? It could be a contact tracer telling you you've been in contact with somebody who has in fact tested positive and you need to quarantine or go get tested. Like if you're not sure and you don't want to quarantine, go get tested, right? Go get tested. Also, I just found out in a community call, I want to shout out to the North Ward residents, to our ambassadors over there on the community call last night for giving me great information and for doing great work over in North Ward to help us reduce the infection rate. Shout out to all of y'all over there. There are employers who are threatening to fire people because they, in fact, might be positive and they have to stay home. And so there are people who are testing positive who are coming to work anyway and, in fact, are jeopardizing the health and welfare and safety of the residents of our city. If you are an employee and your boss is telling you you must come to work and you have coronavirus, or if you tested positive and you're scared that your boss is going to fire you, please contact us ASAP. Immediately. Contact us immediately, and allow us to talk to your employer for you. They cannot put the whole city and state at risk and force you to come to work sick. There is something called earned sick leave that you need to know about. There's something that the state executive order has allowed you to be able to stay home if you are in fact sick. Do not get bullied by your employer who is telling you that you have to come to work if you have tested positive for COVID-19. And if you're scared, call us anyway. Please, please call us anyway. We can't allow this to happen. We can't allow this to happen. So remember, wear a mask, get tested, help with contact tracing by answering your phone. Answer your phone. Please. I just saw somebody said in 07104 they don't wear masks. Maybe we need to have a wear your mask campaign, a citywide wear your mask campaign in every language. We need to do that, right? We need to do that. Wear your mask campaign immediately. We're going to do that. Community cleanup this Saturday, June 27th in the East Ward. In the East Ward community cleanup, you can pick up your supplies from Eddie Marias Stadium or Ironbound Stadium on St. Charles Street. You can pick up your supplies from there. You can go there as early as 8:30 a.m. You can pick up your supplies on Ferry and Wilson. Ferry and Wilson. You can pick up supplies 8:30. I'm going to give out the places the dumpsters will be probably starting tomorrow. You can sign your children up for summer programs. I want to make sure you know. You can sign up for, and they begin July 7th. Our summer programs begin July 7th. July 7th. Camp Watershed will be held in 2 sessions. The first from July 7th to July 31st, with the second from August 4th to August 28th. Call 973-697-9018, 973-697-9018. Our summer feeding, grab and grow programs will begin July 7th and end on August 28th with an array of virtual online programming in STEAM, that's science, technology, engineering, and math, and from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. from Tuesday to Friday. Call 733-6454, 973-733-6454. Girls in recreation, leadership, and sports. There's a camp just for our young girls for the female youth age 7 to 13 from July 7th to August 28th. That number you should call is 973-733-3959, 973-733-3959. We're testing all throughout the city. Our testing sites still remain up, but tomorrow, we're going to be on Summer and Lincoln Avenue at Elwood Park testing. Friday, we'll be at Pennington Court testing, June 26th. Monday on the 29th, we'll be at 2nd Avenue and Mount Prospect Place testing. Wednesday, July 1st, we'll be at Independence Park on Van Buren testing. On July 3rd, Friday, we'll be at School Stadium testing. Somebody just said, why do some businesses have to go through inspections and others don't? You guys have to wake up a bit. Many of us have been asleep in terms of what's been going on. The state government has allowed essential businesses to be open anyway. They've already been open. You know that because you've been going to the store. You've been going to the supermarket. You've been going to the pharmacy. You've been going to the corner store. You've been going to these essential stores. These are essential stores. And these stores are still inspected. We still go there and make sure there's social distancing, that people have on masks. They all have to have masks on. They can't let people in their store without masks. They have to have 6 feet. They have people lined up outside the store. If you know stores that are not doing that, report them and we will close them down. These stores are essential stores that have already been allowed to open up, right? And so they've been inspected regularly. There are non-essential stores that are opening up that pose greater risk. Restaurants, bars, beauty parlors, barbershops, nail salons, spas, gyms. It is very clearly obvious that these places pose a greater risk because there are more people on top of each other and people are touching each other in these places. They're touching each other in close proximity to one another, and the risk is higher, and these are non-essential stores. And now that we are opening non-essential stores, all of these non-essential stores have to go through an inspection, and they will get a sticker on the window that will tell you if in fact they have been inspected. Now, if you want to go into one of these stores without an inspection, and you don't care what we say or the government say, then you're doing it at your own risk. It's like you go into a hotel and there's a pool in the back without a lifeguard, and they put up a sign that says, no lifeguard on duty, swim at your own risk, right? Or the beach has a sign, lifeguards off duty at a certain time, which is telling you that if you go into this place, you're doing it at your own risk. The decisions you make are based on information that you have, and you made a decision to do it anyway. And so people who are conscientious, who are clear, are not just focused on who got the inspection and who didn't get the inspection. They're focused on, is it in fact safe? And if you're a business owner, you should want your store to be safe. You should want an inspection. You should want a sticker on your store. You should want people to patronize you and know in your heart and in your mind that when they come into your business, that you are taking the measures to keep them safe. But it worries me if you're a business owner and you are more concerned about getting the inspection than you are with keeping people safe. That worries me. And it makes me not want to come into your business, because now I know that your personal well-being is more important than our collective well-being, and God only knows what you'll do in that store to make money. So I would be cautious, and I would tell people to be cautious of people who are overly concerned about those things and are not. They're store owners, and God bless them, who are calling, asking, can we do this? Should we do this? I have an idea to do this. I want to be creative. I want to make this happen. I want to make that happen. Just like I shouted out Brasilia Grill. Why? Because they understand that they have to make sure that the community is safe. They understand that, and they love our community, and they know what Newark Strong really means. So I appreciate the business owners who are going above and beyond to make sure they do the right thing, to make sure that their business is safe. Plus, they don't want to be responsible or liable for people who've come into their store and gotten sick after they refused to do the things that they were supposed to do. Come on, y'all. Let's be clear on that. Evictions. You should not be evicted during this time period. As a matter of fact, you can't be. The courts are not upholding it. The sheriff is not locking people out. Evictions, there's a moratorium on evictions until the public health officers say that this thing is done. There's a moratorium on evictions. You can't be evicted. So understand that. There is, and if you have an issue with that, you can always contact us at the Office of Legal Services in Newark City Hall. Office of Legal Services in Newark City Hall. We can help you with that. We can help you with that. The DMV, Raheem, is the state. It's the state, and we want to make sure. And I believe they're going to open up and open up soon. So I'm going to get on some of these questions before I go further. So the DMV is the state. So I want you to be clear on that, right? To be clear on that. Listen, I know it's this big thing that we going back and forth around these firecrackers. We're not going to lock people up. We're not going to, so you don't even worry about that. We're not arresting people. We're not going to lock people up. We're not throwing people on the ground. We're not beating people over the head. First of all, you shouldn't, we need people that's conscientious of their neighbors. So if you're doing fireworks at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., that's a problem. If you're doing it at 10:30, 11 o'clock, it's a problem. It's a problem. It's a problem because people have to go to work. It's a problem because, people have small children. It's a problem. But also, it's dangerous if it's not supervised, right? So if you got kids, we had somebody blow their hand up. So you have kids who are playing with fireworks that do not know what they're doing. They can hurt themselves and do irreparable damage to themselves. And so it is important. Some fireworks are legal, some fireworks aren't. We're going to continue to do it with our task force. We're going to send people out there, made up of clergy and other folks, to talk to people, to confiscate dangerous fireworks from people. If they're legal, we're going to leave it alone. And we're going to talk to them about being outside after 10:30, 11 o'clock, popping fireworks in residential neighborhoods, or possibly shooting a Roman candle into a tree or a house and catching the tree or a house on fire, folks. We just need to figure out how to, a lot of times in Newark, we go at each other's throats and try to beat each other up because we disagree. It's okay to disagree, y'all. We wasn't born on the planet to agree with everything that everybody says. It's okay to disagree. What we have to do is try to figure out a happy medium, how to figure this out. How do we work this out in our community so we are not getting people hurt, so we are not violating other people's rights, and we can do that. We don't have to demonize each other because we disagree. We don't have to do that, and we should not be doing that. We should not be doing that. And Amy says she saw a red sticker. If you see a red sticker, that means you can't go inside. You can't go inside the place. Can't go inside. You can't go inside. You cannot go inside. Period. And I like the comment that somebody just said that I spend a lot of time talking to people about these stickers and all this other stuff. You're absolutely right. And it's really up to you. And I told y'all 3 or 4 Facebook Lives ago, at this point, we pass the baton to you. The baton is in your hand. So it's really up to you. My job is to give you the information, to put the infrastructure in place. Now you have to make the decision for yourself and your family. If you see a red sticker on the window and you go in there, then you made that decision. If you see no sticker and you go in there, you made that decision. You have to make a decision for your family. I'm not going to follow you around and give you a ticket because you went in a place that you should have thought better about. You have to make these decisions, right? That's why I'm asking you. I can't stop you from going to Florida. I can't stop you from going to Mississippi. I can't stop you from going to Alabama. Heck, I can't stop you from going to New York City. I just ask, if you go to some of these places and you're around these people and you're in these open spaces, because these places are spiking in their cases, before you come back here, or when you step foot in my city, get yourself tested. That's what we're asking you to do. Wear gloves, wear a mask, protect yourself, protect your family, protect your neighbors, protect your neighbors, right? And love, Dee Dee, we've never stopped giving out filters. You can go to the water department on Central Avenue. They're still doing that. And by the way, we are well over 12,000 lead service lines replaced, almost 13,000 lead service lines replaced. And we got good news coming up even more after that. So it's great things by the grace of God that is happening in our city, by the grace of God. In grace of God. So people are saying, once you get infected by the COVID, you are okay. That is not true. Not true. They're still studying this stuff. And so look at the flu, right? You have to get the flu shot every year. Why? Because when they give you a flu vaccine, you get the antibodies, right? For that specific strand of the flu. But it only lasts for a period of time. So even the antibodies in this case, we're not sure how long the antibodies last, or if you have enough antibodies to make you immune, right? And so the antibodies might last you a month, 2 months, and after that, you may be susceptible to the virus again, or you might not have enough of the antibodies, to protect you or give you immunity. So it is dangerous for people to tell other folks that once you get COVID-19, you can't get it again. We are not particularly sure about that. So they're still studying that. And there are cases where that has happened. And there's some other strange cases that has been arguable. So let's please be careful. Please be careful. Please be careful. Please be careful. 973-733-6000. That's the number. If you have non-emergency calls that you want to call around things that are happening, 973-733-6000. Those are non-emergency calls. Non-emergency calls. And you're right, Samantha. They're not supposed to be out popping firecrackers. They ain't supposed to be out at all. And we're out there trying to enforce that. But obviously we are not, we are not trying to have these kind of real confrontations with folks. So we are really talking them down and trying to get them to do what we want them to do. We're trying to get them to do what we want them to do. Please. And unemployment, I'm not sure when the unemployment is stopping. I'll try to get that information for you. That's a state function. I'll try to get that information for you and be able to talk to you about it tomorrow. I'll be able to talk to you about it tomorrow. We're trying to get them not to close the unemployment office or open the unemployment office in the city of Newark. I'll ask you guys to call the Commissioner of Labor and the Commissioner of the Department of Labor down at the state to get them to open the Office of Unemployment here in the city of Newark to open the Office of Unemployment here in the city of Newark. The pools will be opening, GG. The pools will be opening as soon as we think it's safe. As soon as we think it's safe. We're just not going to throw caution to the wind because it's hot and tell all our kids to jump in the water. We're not going to do that. We're going to make sure it's safe. We're going to make sure we can do it in a safe manner. We're going to make sure when our babies go to those pools that they're doing it in a way that they can social distance. We do not want children getting sick, and especially children who have other issues, who have compromised immune systems, who can pass away from being infected at a pool that we have not opened up in a safe manner. I will not be responsible for that, and we will open up the pools when I believe that it's safe to do so, when we have a plan to do so in a safe manner, and when we believe that the numbers are sufficient and we are comfortable with that, we'll open the pools for the residents, for the children of this city. Not one day sooner, not one day sooner than that. And I really don't mind if people get upset or angry with me about that. I would rather you be angry than a kid get sick from COVID-19 because you were angry. That's just really what it is. So we're not going to open it up because we're being mean or angry to children. We're going to open it up the minute we believe it's safe. The minute I feel like it's good to go, we'll open it up. And hopefully your child is the first child in line. If there are restaurants that are outside having people, Alex Tavares, if there's restaurants that have no sticker and they're feeding people outside in terms of a table, right? So if they're feeding people outside, if they're letting people inside and they do not have a sticker, report them. Report them. Report them. Report them. And we will do what we can to make sure that they do not get, in fact, that they do not get to open up without those stickers. We will shut them down. We will shut them down. Right. So I'm trying to get through some of these things. Some of y'all are pretty rough. So I'm gonna. Some of y'all are pretty rough, but I'm gonna continue to deal with the questions that I think are decent questions because people have legitimate questions, and I want to make sure I answer them. And I want to make sure that you are clear on what is going on, so you're not out here doing anything that you think is correct or not correct. I want to be able to make sure that you know what the right information is and that we're giving you good information so you can be, in fact, informed, but not just informed, be armed with good information so that you can take care of your family and take care of yourself the correct way. So I appreciate all of y'all for signing in as usual. Just T by Langston sent me another poem. I Look at the World by Langston Hughes. I look at the world from awakening eyes and a black face, and this is what I see, the fenced-off narrow space assigned to me. I looked in at the silly walls through dark eyes and a dark face, and this is what I know, that all these walls, oppression bills will have to go. I look at my own body with eyes no longer blind, and I see that my own hands can make the world that is in my mind. Then let us hurry, comrades, the road to find. Langston Hughes. Tomorrow, I'm going to find that poem by Angela Davis, and I'm going to read that poem, Trust and Believe, Trust and Believe, Trust and Believe. Thank you for tuning in. See you guys tomorrow.